Hey guys, it's Penguin here, and welcome back to another gold making video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the new crafters marks that are from Zereth Mortis in 9.2, exactly how you can unlock them and get into that market, how to efficiently sell them with TSM, and just kind of why they're beneficial and all of that. So whether you are somebody who is not a gold maker but wants to make some gold on the side, maybe you're a beginner gold maker, or maybe you're somebody who just wants to learn more about the current marks, this is the video for you. But at first, we're going to be talking about exactly how much profit at the moment that can be seen by them. But of course, if you guys do enjoy my content, feel free to join the Discord if you want to be a part of the community. And of course, if you do enjoy my content a ton, maybe leaving a like or even subscribing. But first, here is the profit. Now, to give you a little bit more information, I currently play on a medium pop server in the NA region, and these are my sales from today. So, highlighting a few sales right down here. Right here, these 9,000 sales and this 15,000, that is one of the new crafters marks, which is 233. So, if you guys do not know, there are two new crafters marks from the new reputation, and it is the crafters marks 4 as well as the crafters marks of the first ones. Both of these required honored reputation, which at the moment everybody is starting to unlock if you've done your dailies and your daily rep grinds every single day. But if not, you should probably be close, and you can definitely hit it next week if you haven't been doing this recently. But all of these marks can be combined with gear and be sold on the auction house. Now, of course, at the current moment, because these are so new, the prices are pretty high. The first people that were able to sell these were selling these for 200 to, around 200, 150,000 gold a piece. Because they were first to the market, everybody wanted them, and they would pay that price. Now, since it's been a few days, currently, my prices for the first ones are currently around these 50 to 60,000s, and the 233s, which is the Mark IV, is sitting around 9,000 to 10,000 gold. And of course, as time goes on, some of these might get a little bit cheaper. However, we're going to go into profit margins, and just like previous patches, if you guys were not familiar, last patch we had the Chained Isle and the Mark IIIs, and I was selling all of these items up until 9.2 release day. So this is great catch-up gear for brand new level 60s, which is why people want to buy these. So of course, they might not always be at that 100,000 gold price mark at the start. They will always stay super profitable, or at least pretty profitable this whole expansion, just because people need that catch-up gear if they ever level alts. But without further ado, we kind of got on a tangent right there about why they're important. But looking in the mailbox, I have sold quite a few pieces. Now, this is nothing insane. I will put a few screenshots of the users in my Discord, and you can see, depending on their server, there are a massive amount of sales. But giving you a little bit of a realistic view, currently, if we look at the mailbox right here, these are the 233, which on average cost me about 2,500 to 3,000 gold to craft. So all of these 9,000 right here is 6,000 gold profit. Of course, that 15,000 gold right there, that's about, 12,000 gold profit, which is absolutely amazing. Then, if we scroll up a little bit more, we have about 2 more sales right there. Then, this sale right here, which is the Shadowlands cloak, I sold for 66,000, and that is the mark of the first ones. And so, that right there cost me about 25k to make, so that's, almost 40,000 gold profit right off the bat. So, that is upwards to 80,000 gold plus profit in a single day, only selling, about 8 items. So, averaging about 10k a piece, of course, being carried by this single piece right there. But that is absolutely awesome. Like if you only sold that in a single day, a ton of people will be happy with 80K profit in a single day. And of course, if you take that number, multiply it by 7, that is over 500,000 gold profit in a single week. And that is the reason why I want to talk about these items. Like I said before, they are super easy to unlock. All you need is Honored Reputation, and then one of the 4 armored professions, which is tailoring, jewelry crafting, blacksmithing, or leatherworking. And all you have to do is level up that profession. So at the moment, I have tailoring, and let's say I wanted to craft one of these pieces of gear. All I would have to do is, of course, make sure I have the ability to craft shadow lace items and the ability to craft the marks. I currently need penumbra thread, so let me go get that real quick. Alright, so I got some thread, so if you wanted to craft this item, all you have to do is craft a mark. Then go down and let's say I wanted to craft, let's say, the shadow lace cuffs. Add an optional reagent, which you're going to be modifying the item level. Click on the mark you want, and then simply hit craft, and it will craft that item. Then all you have to do is go onto the auction house, and then simply, you can right click it. Automatically, it will pull up where it needs to post, posting it at the 233 level, and then hit create. And there you go, you are now selling these items. Now, we've talked about the profit, we've talked about kind of why they are important, so now we're going to be talking about how you can sell these in TSM. So there are a few things to remember, which we will be going over right now. Just to have a blank slate, I am creating a new profile, and there we go. So the first thing you want to do is, of course, group these items, and you actually don't even need to have these items in your inventory to group them. All you have to do is, we can call this, Mark 4, and then what you can do is under base group, you can search for what you would like. Let's say we do want to group the shadow lace item, a ton will show up. But a big thing to note is you will want to change the specific item to item level. And the reason for that, if we highlight over these tooltips, as you can see, we now have a corrected item level with random stats. This will mean that TSM posts these items properly. Then you just have to go through here. It can be a little bit confusing since there's so many, but you're going to highlight over, and since we picked Mark 4, we're going to look right there, the 233, and then we're going to go down here and, basically just select everything that we need. So you would go down this whole list, select all the 233s, then you can select your group, hit move items, and now they are there. So you do that same thing with the 262 pieces. You can do this with any single crafter's mark, and then you're good to go in terms of grouping. Then the next thing is operations. Now, one disclaimer, as you guys can see at the moment, the marks are not fully in TSM. What this means is that we can add them to a group and we can post them on the auction house. However, the tooltips are not 100% correct, so you can't actually see any data on them, kind of like we're looking at now. If we were to compare a tooltip like this, we can see our profit margin, we can see the minimum buyout, market value, all of that. And simply for these, we just don't have that because it's fully not supported at the moment. When watching this, since it's going to be released a day later, possibly we might have full development. If not, just wait a few days and it will be good. So some features are not fully developed, but we'll show you how to get around that. So the next thing is creating an operation. Once again, create new, you can call this, Mark 4, whatever you like. And then you're going to want to make sure you assign this to that group. Then simply, I like to use percentages. So I want to make 20% profit. If you guys are not aware of how exactly this is working, I highly recommend checking out my beginner crafting operations tutorial, which is on my channel as well as in my TSM tutorial playlist. But we want 20% profit, so we can keep it at that. normal price, maybe we sell it for, you know, 2.5 times, and then maximum, we might sell it for 8 times the crafting cost, whatever you'd like. Also, if you guys don't want to use percentages, you can of course adjust this to, you know, 10,000 gold or whatever you'd like. Then all you have to do is go onto the auction house, and then you can run your cancel scans and your posting scans. Of course, I don't have any in my inventory, but at the moment, as you can see, my auction has not been undercut. But for demonstration purposes, I have now actually taken this off the auction house, and we can hit post, and there you go. And make sure to actually highlight the correct item level, which is the item level of 233, and it's going to post it for that 10k amount. And that is basically as simple as it gets. Now, like I said previously, the tooltips do not work. So at the moment, you cannot actually run restocking operations. So if you are a crafter, you will have to do it manually. Kind of like I showed you at the beginning of this video, you will have to go here, hit add optional reagent, and then add it through this, which can be a little bit annoying, but hopefully, you know, within the next few days or the next week, we should have full support. The best way to know that is to just keep an eye out on TSM updates, and just if you are in a gold making Discord, then you will probably get notified by other people whenever that full support comes out. But once again, to just kind of recap everything, these are great items to sell. If you are new to gold making, this is a great way to get into markets. Once again, you may already have honored reputation because you're going for whatever different type of rep awards that you want. And if you have honored rep, feel free to go ahead and buy these two, max out one of those armored professions, and then you are good to go. Of course, it does require a little bit of gold to get started because you might be paying, you know, 3,000, 4,000 per piece, sometimes up to 25,000 depending if you're what mark you're using. But you can make some insane profit, and like I said before, these go all throughout the expansion. And just to show you an example, if we wanted to look at my previous sales with these Shadowlands pieces, as you can see throughout this whole time of playing, I have been able to sell a ton of these pieces. Now, because TSM cannot track exact item level in this ledger, this is a mix of the Crafter's Marks 3 as well as the Crafter's Marks of the Novice Gear. But as you can see, you know, throughout this whole time, for this whole 30 days, I have constantly been selling these pieces coming up to this patch. So these new marks are kind of the new version of these, so it takes its place and it'll be good for the rest of this patch and expansion. So once again, we can go to 60 days, and as you can see, just constant sales throughout all of these days by selling these pieces. So yet again, if you guys are a little bit skeptical, I highly recommend just trying it out. Of course, profit margins will change as more people get involved, but you should always be able to find some pretty good profit since people need new gear for their ults. Definitely, I know I do because my ults have some pretty bad item level. But that is basically it for this video. I kind of wanted to talk about the new marks, kind of explain how to get them, and then of course show you how to actually post them on the auction house. So hopefully this video is helpful. I'm trying to change up a little bit of the content to make it a little bit more of a variety, so feel free to let me know how you enjoyed this video. But thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, have a good day.